Good evening. I don't know who exactly decided that the world should be this cold, but I feel like they should be sued. Like, it's March. It's nearly spring, I was told, and now it's freezing. Absolutely freezing. You want to know how freezing it is? If you look in this bottom corner of my screen, right? I don't know why I'm pointing it there. You can't see it. Here, you can see some steam rising. The steam is from my tea. It is that cold you can see the steam from my tea on camera. What's the point? I'm just going to adjust my microphone because I don't know if anyone can hear me. Let me know if you can't hear me because actually, let me know if you can hear me. Oh, you can hear me, Edith. Thank goodness. Hello, Marianne from Grangeville, Idaho. Yay. Oh, goodness. I have to ask Marianne because this occurred to me when I saw your message, and it's this random thought ever. Do you get really offended if people mistake you guys for like Ohio? Because I read it and literally had to remind myself that that's Idaho, not Ohio, because in my head they sound similar. So I need to know if that happens. Do you guys take horrible offense? Hello, more people arriving. Michaela, Courtney, hello. Oh, I hope you've all had a glorious month since we last spoke. John, I see you there. Hello. I hope you've all had an absolutely glorious month since the last time we did this. It is so cold, and despite being well known for liking snow and cold things, I'm not enjoying it because it snowed this morning and then melted by lunchtime. I didn't even get to go out in it. It was highly disappointing, and now I have all the cold with none of the snow, which in my opinion is utterly pointless. So yeah, that's how I'm sitting at the moment, enjoying a cold snap that I hate. If you wonder what I'm doing, I am got my sewing stuff with me because I am still working on my Bergschneider competition entry for their Bergschneider challenge, which I did not realize is due in 1 week. So I am now in a mad dash to the finish line to try and get this done, and hopefully it will look cute, but that should be fine. You've got LARP this afternoon. Well, that I hate. That's not fair, Michaela. I want to go LARPing. I'm not LARPing until May. Well, technically the end of April, but I'm not LARPing until then. Yeah. You'll be fine, Michaela. Your costume will be fine, I'm certain. Everything always turns out right in the end. How is it only March and like literally got over a month left of LARPing? Hello. I love it when everyone starts showing up. It's always nice and fun and friendly. Catch a flight to I've not been to America. I need to go to America. All the good LARPs seem to be happening in the US at the moment. Yeah. August. I'm sorry, Courtney. That's fair. In my defense, I've got a really, really action-packed year planned at the moment. But none of it entirely kicks off until the end of April. Yeah, that'll be okay. I'll go more into that in a bit if you haven't heard already. But let's get on to the bit that I came here to discuss, because I went to LARP Con last weekend. If you don't know, LARP Con is run in the UK. It is held in a tiny little town called Colville. And essentially, it is where all of the UK LARPs get to come along and advertise their games. You can buy loads of kit, and you can essentially meet up with loads of LARPers. Either, some people wandering around in costume, most of them not, and you get to have a fun time listening to some talks and buying stuff that you shouldn't buy because you have no money, but you spend it anyway. And then you suddenly realize that you probably should have saved that money for Star Wars Celebration Europe, which is literally in 4 weeks. I didn't think this through. It's not good, but never mind. It's okay. It was a bit of a trek, to be honest. I don't live far from Colville. Spoiler, essentially, I can get there with 2 buses. I get a bus from literally outside of my house to East Midlands Airport, which, if you've never heard of it, it's because it's a tiny airport that goes nowhere. I've literally tried to go everywhere in it, and all it seems to want to do is take me to either Dublin, or it wants to take me to the Canary Islands, and that's pretty much it. I've tried to use it to get up to Scotland. You think, considering it's, not that far, you'd think there'd be a flight from, East Midlands Airport to Scotland. Nope, not a single one. Not to Glasgow, not to Edinburgh, not to Aberdeen. No, you have to go via Dublin. And I don't understand why I would want to go via Dublin. I once saw a flight going to Glasgow that went via Barcelona. Barcelona is literally in the opposite direction in Spain from Glasgow, and that was pointless. So I don't understand it. But either way, I've gone way off topic. So yeah, we get a bus to East Midlands Airport, and then instead of getting on a plane, we change to another bus, which is going the opposite way out of East Midlands Airport, but fortunately drops you off right outside the leisure centre / swimming baths, or whatever you want to call it, where they hold LARP Con. They don't hold it in the swimming pool, though that would be really fun. They hold it in, the sports halls and, the dance studio upstairs and the squash courts at the back. And, that's fine. Slight issue. Slight issue happened when I got off the bus. Went to LARP Con with my husband, who is wonderful, and my son, who is lovely sometimes. He's 4, so he's allowed to not be lovely all the time. And sorry, I get way too animated. And I got off the bus, and then I turned around, and the bus door shut, which sounds normal. You get off a bus, the door shut behind you. But the thing was, my husband and son were not off the bus. The bus pulled away, and I watched as my husband and my beautiful little boy just kept going. The bus driver had not stopped for them and just drove off with them, which, normally not the worst thing. They can get off at the next stop. Except the next stop was over half a mile away in an area of the country we had never been before, and my 4-year-old had to walk back. Now, thankfully, my wonderful son loves walking and therefore did not have too much trouble. But because we didn't know where the bus stop was, they kind of just vanished for 15 minutes as we tried to work out where the hell they were. So yeah, I don't think that bus driver is watching, but because there's only 7 people here. But on the off chance that he is, thank you. You're a bit of an arse. Just kidnapping my child. It's all right. There I stood in the queue and waited for them to show up. They showed up pretty quickly in their defense, because my son likes to run everywhere he goes. And yeah, we went into LARP Con. Queue was all right. It wasn't long. I think when you hear cons, you sort of always pick, like Comic-Con in your head. So it's always like queues like several hundred people long, and it's snakes everywhere, and you think you're going to be in it forever. And it wasn't like that. It was maybe like 20 people in the queue in front of me, and they were letting us in 6 at a time. So I was barely waiting there at all. But that queue kept appearing as the day went on. So there was only a few points in the day where there was no queue at all. It was always people like sort of coming in like blocks. I don't think people planned it that way. It's just, get getting out to a town which isn't very big is always one of those things. Oh, yeah, so I went to LARP Con. The theme this year was Terry Pratchett, um, the editor of the Discworld fan magazine or something. I think it's like Discworld Weekly or something. He was there. There was a Discworld costume contest. And there's some talks about Discworld, and there was a Discworld LARP launching there, which I think is being run by the people who run LARP Con. So I think there was, sneaky link there. But you run a convention, you'll use it to advertise your own LARP. That makes sense. And yeah, they all seem very nice. I won't go on about that too much because I'll be honest with you, I've never read Terry Pratchett, which I think is a crime in the LARP community, in the geek community. I think not reading Terry Pratchett. Don't get me wrong, it's just the book's never really interested me. I've watched a couple of the films based on Terry Pratchett, though. I'm a big fan of Going Postal. But if for some reason the books just never grabbed me, and that's how it is. I did get stuff from the con, Michaela. I will tell you all about it in a minute. So yeah, I'm not a big Discworld fan, so I didn't really go to any of the talks on that. I did catch the costume contest by accident. I was trying to get some footage of all the stalls upstairs for all the different LARPs that had come to advertise their games. I bumped into someone I knew who was very happy to see me, and that makes my day because I always think people never want to see me. And so we had a chat for a bit, which meant I didn't get all the footage I was wanting. So after we finished talking, I then went to go and get the footage, at which point I got blocked in by a giant orangutan. Which, if you haven't been on my TikTok, I got a video of this orangutan who is called the Librarian. I don't understand the reference, but again, Terry Pratchett. So yeah. And I managed to get past the orangutan, and then they had the costume contest, which meant I couldn't get out of the room. So I videoed that instead. The costumes were really nice, though. I love LARPers and their costumes because they're always bright and colourful and interesting. And, they all look like wizards and postmen and all this other stuff from Terry Pratchett that people love. And it was really nice. It was really nice and it was really fun. And if you've not seen that, go on my TikTok because that's where the videos are, and they're doing surprisingly well. I don't know. I'm still trying to work out how TikTok works. I keep finding that if I just video LARPers, that seems to be fine. None of the videos with me in do well. But if I video LARPers in general, then it seems to go okay. Which makes it good because I bought some more filming equipment this week. I got a decent reward at work for doing some really good work. And I've been saving up a bunch of these rewards for quite a while. And I went out and bought a GoPro. Like a proper, actual GoPro. It's the GoPro Hero 11, which I think is like a really new one. And I got a bunch of gear for it so that I can clip it onto LARP costumes. And yeah, that's coming out. That's going out into the fields this year and getting some decent footage. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more LARP footage on my channel this year because I'm going to video every game that LARP organizers let me film. So yeah, I'm quite pleased I got that money from work though, because I don't think I could afford it on my actual salary. So I'm very, very lucky. Where was I? I was going on about Terry Pratchett, and then I got a GoPro. Right, LARP Con. So yeah, we went and had a look at all the stalls. Now I'm going to stress that I went to LARP Con with the sole intention of buying some LARP armor because I am going to Empire later this year. John, we need to talk about that, by the way. And I am playing a wizard because I'm trying to break out of my stereotype of playing an archer. And I wanted to wear some leather armor because the nation I'm joining is the Navarre, who are very much, we live in the woods and it's dark, and wood elves and rangers from Lord of the Rings kind of aesthetic. And yeah, so I needed some leather armor. What I wanted was one of these, like, this is gonna sound so cheesy. I wanted one like a single shoulder pauldron. I feel like there's a word for that, but it's gone from my brain. And I wanted one so I kind of come across, a bit of leather to go with my leather belt. And I've got a big, long, flowy skirt that I got from Holy Clothing, which I'm waiting for it to arrive. It looks great. And that was going to be sort of I'm a druid lady living in the woods, like hedge witch kind of character. And I did not buy any leather armor, and yet somehow still spent over £200, which I feel like is both impressive and not helpful. That's the problem. That's the worst thing about LARP traders. It really, really is that, you go out shopping and you're like, I need this one thing, just the one. I know what I kind of want it to look like. I know there's a bunch of people going who all specialize in leather armor. It'll be fine. I will get a leather piece of armor. Do I buy a leather piece of armor? No, I do not. Do I buy 2 new LARP weapons? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I bought one for my husband. I got him a cool, funky knife for Empire because I have lured him there and it's gotten him all excited for it. So well done, me. And I got myself a moon on a stick, which I have stupidly left in the other room, so I can't actually show it to you. So if you don't follow me on Instagram or TikTok, please do. I will put that on there very shortly. It is literally a stick with a moon on the end, and it looks amazing. And it brought to me both Sailor Moon vibes and I'm a druid in the wood going to kill you kind of vibes. And for some reason, that for me works really well. And this cost me 95 quid. I didn't intend to buy it. I already have a staff for my character for Empire. I took it with me last year. It's in several photos that I have posted on Instagram and several things I have posted on, thumbnails for my YouTube videos. It is a long stick with a purple flower at the end. It's very pretty. It works really well. I didn't need another stick, and yet I saw the moon on a stick and had to buy it because the pun was just too good. And that is the problem with LARPers. Why do we have, like, you see something and it just brings to mind a pun or a meme, and you're just like, I have to own it because if I don't own it, I'm going to regret it forever. And that's how you end up spending 95 quid on a moon on a stick. And I keep banging the table, which is why the camera keeps going like this, because I'm so annoyed with myself that I bought a moon on a stick when I don't need a moon on a stick. But every time I see it, I am filled with glee. I felt really impassioned for a talk about a LARP weapon. Oh gosh, why? Why? Yeah. For reference, if anyone wants to look up where I got the moon on a stick, it's from a LARP trader called the Monsters Menagerie. It's run by a gentleman called Tristan McSkelly. Tristan is fantastic. His brother runs McSkelly Leathers, who make leather armor for LARP. It's all custom, so not a single piece is the same at McSkelly Leathers, and the same with the Monsters Menagerie. everything is unique and everything looks awesome. So look both of them up on Facebook if you are in the UK, or actually if you're anywhere, because they will likely ship things if you are willing to pay to do so. So yeah, go and look them up. They make amazing things. Ah, still so cold. In fact, you can still see the steam just rising here. So yeah, I went and bought a LARP weapon that I didn't need, and then I went and bought a bunch of other stuff I didn't need. I bought my husband a bottle of mead, because as well as LARP traders there, you have, fudge traders and art traders and alcohol traders, and jam traders. There's a jam trader there, and they're always awesome. And you go and you buy some, and I bought him a bottle of mead because I bought a bottle of mead last year that we've never opened because the occasion has just never occurred to me, and it's sort of been a bugbear for my husband because Nick keeps asking if we can open it, and I'm like, sure, we can open it, and then we never get around to it, and then that persisted for a year. So I actually have a bottle of mead that I bought at LARP Con in 2021. I think it was 2021. I have still not drank, and that might be a crime, but that's okay because I intend to drink it at Empire in June, because I am starting to convince people to go LARPing with me in June. I spoke to a couple of friends of mine. My husband spoke to them on my behalf because I'm too scared to ask people to come to LARP with me, even though if they are already LARPers, which is, I think, the weirdest and dumbest thing ever. I've got people, I've asked a couple of friends to go with us. They are mostly up for it, so that will be good. Got a couple of other friends who have expressed interest, or I have said I'm going to guilt trip them into going. John, you may be one of them, so I'm very sorry. And we're hopefully all going to go and play, people who wander around in the woods and try not to kill things or be killed by things. Try to not be killed by the woods, I think is probably a more apt way of putting it. Like in Norska, the Valley of the Wind, and you're just hoping that the great big poisonous jungle's not going to, eat you all. What else did I buy from LARP Con? I bought some sad things like pens, because people make like pens that look like twigs now, and it's a bit better than having an actual biro and things like that. Got a pen and a pencil that look like twigs because it looks better. They did not cost me much money. Got a new pair of elf ears for Empire because my old ones suck. And bought a bottle of mead, bought a knife, bought a moon on a stick. Got a bag to put it all in because that was cute. And I collect, like, it sounds really stupid. I collect like shopper bags, like those linen ones you get, that, bags for life. The fact that I collect them and have a rather large collection probably means that I'm not doing as good a job for the environment as they suggest, because I keep buying a new one. But, when I actually go shopping, I have like 20 to take with me. So it means I don't almost never come home with a plastic bag. At least that's the idea. I think I still come home with a few. Yeah, so did a bunch of shopping. I know some people bought some way bigger stuff than I did. I saw a lot of people going around in armor. I saw loads of people came in costume. Now I didn't go in costume because I was traveling on a bus with my 4-year-old who still needs LARP costume. I've got to buy him some soon because he's coming LARPing this year for the first time since he was a little baby. So I'm very excited for that. But I didn't want to travel in a LARP costume, so I went in my adventuring party t-shirt, because I have a t-shirt now. I have t-shirt designs and things, and that's really cool because I'm sad, but ironically, it was helpful because I went to talk to some people who I'd been talking to online, and they saw the T-shirt and knew who I was, which was both helpful and really weird. Um, so yeah, I had my T-shirt on and my denim jacket because I decided I needed to try and look vaguely cool. I didn't, but it was fine. And there were loads of people there in like proper LARP costumes, not just like the ones for the costume contest for Terry Pratchett. There were also like people dressed like in full plate armor, which I did not expect. Don't get me wrong, I've been to LARP Con before and people come in costume, but plate armor is heavy and plate armor is ambitious to wear in a leisure center, which, by the way, is still being used for leisure center stuff. There were loads of mums there watching their kids having swimming lessons in the cafe, the same cafe we were all eating in. So there's loads of people around in LARP costumes having their lunch and a load of mums all watching their kids swimming. And I don't think they knew what the hell was going on. But to give them credit, none of them said anything, at least not to me anyway. So yeah, I praise anyone who wants to spend a large amount of time in heavy armor. It's ambitious of them. They looked amazing. Like I wish I could wear heavy armor. I do not have the physical strength to wear heavy armor, but I wish I could because that look is epic. Like really, really cool. And I don't think they bought it there though. I think they brought it themselves. But there were definitely people buying a lot of armor and costumes. There was costumes everywhere because there was like Chow's Emporium was there, so that's obviously loads and loads of like really good quality costumes. There was random bits all over. I literally, as I was leaving, I was like, I didn't buy any costume. I didn't even get a chance to really look. We walked around like 3 times and it just didn't occur to me, which is not good when you need to be buying costumes for my son. So that was not well thought out. I don't think of things very well on the spot. There were some amazing LARPs there, though, because that's one of the big things I actually wanted to do, and I did. I contacted some of the LARPs ahead of time to set up some interview slots, because you guys have been here for a while, so you know that one of the things I like to do is to showcase LARPs and sort of go, this is the LARP game and this is what it's like and all that sort of thing. But not a lot of these LARPs are that keen on being filmed. They're not too sure about it, and I wanted to start trying to establish some decent working relationships with some LARPs, because I do believe that the best way to advertise LARP is to show LARP. And that means you've got to get LARP organizers on board with letting you film there. So I thought if I organize some interviews with these LARPs, I can at least showcase a little bit about them without me having to go into their game, filming and making people uncomfortable unnecessarily. So I contacted a bunch of LARP companies. Some did not get back to me. Some were not too keen on talking to me, but and some were keen on talking to me, but the people who said they would talk to me, I never found. So I didn't get to interview them, which I was quite sad, because I wanted to talk to them. But I did get to talk to a bunch of people. So I spoke to who did I speak to? So I had some great interviews with the people from Curious Pastimes. If you don't know Curious Pastimes is the other large fest system in the UK, other than the Lorien Trust and Empire. So it is the only one I've actually not been to. But I've heard a lot of really good things about it. I know some people who, like, I have friends on Twitter who go to Curious Pastimes. They are massive fans of it. I've heard lots of great things. So it was nice to sort of get to have a chat with them and find out a bit about their game. what's going on, and what are the creators' favorite moments from LARP? Because that's the thing. Everyone likes to tell about their favorite games that they play, but it's always really interesting to see what are the favorite moments of the people who organize the LARP. Like, what from their perspective are the good moments in a LARP game? And they gave me some really interesting answers, and it was wonderful talking to every creator that I spoke to at the event, because one thing that came across really strongly is how passionate they all are about LARP and how much joy they get from watching their players enjoy their game. And I think that's something that needs to be highlighted more, is that creators are so passionate and are so dedicated to giving players this magnificent time. So yeah, I went and took a bit of time, and I had a chat with them. I had a chat with one of the gentlemen from Orion Sphere, which is a sci-fi LARP here in the UK. It's very popular. It's family friendly, which hopefully means I can go and take my son there. I know the LARP organizer. I hadn't seen him for quite a few years, so it was nice to catch up with him. And I spoke to one of the members of staff who was very helpful, and he was very enthusiastic and was very happy to talk to me, not only about Orion Sphere, but also about some of the other issues that I feel are coming up in the LARP community. I have got a video up and coming, maybe not for a while, because I'm still scripting it out and I still want to interview a bunch of people. But I really want to have a conversation about accessibility at LARP and how we can be more inclusive to people who are disabled and neurodiverse and people in the LGBTQIA plus community, and how we can support that. But I also want to talk about how LARP is essentially changing as a medium, and how do people feel about it going more mainstream, and how do we expect that to change LARP? Because that can happen. I've just realized that light is really bright. It's winding me up. So I'm just gonna... There we go. I look like a human being again. 30 minutes it's taken me to realize that I was just like a giant white beacon here, because I am the palest human. Oh, yeah, I want to have these conversations because I think it would be really, really interesting. So I interviewed a bunch of LARP creators about it, and I spoke to who was the other LARP I spoke to? Exiled from Kamoa. I can't remember the name of it. It's a pirate LARP here in the UK, and I've never done a pirate LARP before, and I was quite excited to hear all about it, and that was really, really cool. Is it pronounced Kamoa? I want to make sure I'm saying this correctly. Am I pronouncing it wrong? I've not done it. I know people who have. I am highly jealous of everybody who has. I'm pretty sure like Abby Pop's done it. I want to say I don't know if it's the LARPs and TARPs lot who have done it as well. But everyone I've heard to, yay, I pronounced it then. Thank you. Everyone who I've spoken to about it loves it. Absolutely loves it. They think it's fantastic, which immediately makes me want to go. And there's still an event this year that tickets either haven't sold out for yet or are about to go on sale for, and I don't think I can go because I think it's in October, and I'm already going to 2 LARPs in October. So never mind. But there's always next year. My aim for the next few years is to go to more sort of, not necessarily single event LARPs, because a lot of the LARPs in the UK aren't really single event. You get those ones that are, single event, but lots of them are like, various sagas of stories, because people keep coming back. And I I want to try so many of them, and I don't have the energy to commit to multiple long-term LARPs over and over. I commit to the Lorien Trust because I've been going now for over 10 years and I love it. I am hoping to commit to Empire because I went once and really enjoyed it. I'm going to a second event of the Wild Hunt because my husband had to miss the first one, and I'm kind of curious to see how that story goes. But I just can't keep going to lots of LARPs that have ongoing stories. So my plan is to sort of be dropping characters in various of these LARPs, and we'll see how it goes. That's what I'm doing at Eldritch Days. That's what I'll probably do for Exiled to Kamoa, or into Kamoa. I can't remember what it's called. I'm sorry. And hopefully find a bunch of other games to do that too. There's one I want to go to called Green Cloaks, which I'm going to have an interview with them at some point. They unfortunately were not at the Green Cloaks representatives were at LARP Con, but the game organizers weren't. So we're going to have another interview another time, hopefully at one of their games. So that'll be fun. How do I usually find LARPs? I'll be honest with you, Facebook. Facebook is great for LARP. There are places like LARP Haven and, various other pages on Facebook which advertise different games. Reddit's also good. If you go onto Reddit and literally go, hi, I'm, looking for a LARP in Scotland, or I'm looking for a LARP in, the state of Kentucky, people will just appear and start telling you all about the LARPs in their local area. And I've yet to find anybody, not able to find something. I think the UK is quite saturated with LARPs, but you have to understand we are a relatively small island. Even like from, like Southampton to Scotland, like, the Isles of Skye, right at the top of Scotland, is still less than the length of the state of Texas in the US. Like you can fit like, I think 2 UKs into Texas. So we are not a big country. So we have LARPs kind of coming out of our ear holes. Like you can pretty much find a LARP within 20 to 40 miles of most places, especially sort of in the England, the English part of it. Scotland is gaining more and more. There was a Royal Ball, I don't know if it was a LARP, but it felt like a LARP kind of thing up in Edinburgh Castle literally a few weeks ago. If any of you follow Queen Australia on TikTok, which if you don't, shame on you, because she is hilarious. She was there, and there was a bunch of other people there, and the people who ran it are clearly very good at what they do. Fables are in case anyone's missed all my videos mentioning it. And the company that's running that, I think, is running another one in London like later this year, which I have no time to go to. There's not enough hours in the day, and there's not enough holiday leave to go to all the LARPs I want to go to, and that's horrifying. Doesn't help that I keep adding extra stuff in either. I've got Star Wars Celebration over. Hi. I've got Star Wars Celebration over Easter weekend. If any of you guys are going to Star Wars Celebration in London this year, please let me know because we can meet up. Because most of you should know, I am a massive Star Wars nerd. I have an X-Wing tattoo on my arm because that's how sad I am, and I am desperate to go to see Star Wars Celebration again. I went in 2016 when it was last here in London, but I only got to go on the Sunday because tickets were mostly sold out then, and now I'm going for Friday and Saturday because 4-day tickets were sold out by the time I got to the front of the queue, despite it only have been open for 40 minutes. So yeah, we're going on the Friday and the Saturday, and then on the Sunday we're going to go and take my son to the aquarium in London because he likes sharks, as it turns out. didn't know he liked sharks. It's just something that he really took to at nursery. And we read shark books, and we have to now sing Baby Shark. I avoided Baby Shark for 5 years, and now it's all I hear in my house. Which makes me more grateful that I have LARP, because Baby Shark doesn't exist at LARP. It doesn't exist at any LARP. And if anyone tells me that it exists at Exiled in Komoa, I will kill you. I will kill your character where they stand. Because no to Baby Shark. Can't do it anymore. I'm vaguely traumatized. What were we talking about? I feel like I was meant to be talking about LARP Con, and I started talking about, about my son and his obsession with Baby Shark. Yeah, I've not got enough holiday in the year at the moment. I'm going to Star Wars Celebration literally in a month, and then I've got the Lorien Trust at the start of May, and that was good. The Lorien Trust wasn't advertising at LARP Con, which is a shame, because I love the staff of the Lorien Trust, and I would love to have seen them, but they weren't there. There were representatives from Empire who I did not get to speak to. There was I was hoping to get an interview with Eerie Light, who are a company who run smaller sanctioned events for Empire. If you don't know what a sanctioned event, it's a phrase here in the UK for small events that are being run on the behalf of bigger LARP companies. And they're run by volunteers, and they're essentially licensed. So things that happen at these smaller events are considered to be canon in the big games because they were licensed to be so by the larger game. And Eerie Light do that for Empire. And it was really sweet because for reference, I do a joke about this, but I know I kind of joke about, I'm a YouTuber and I want to use my clout for stuff. I don't have clout. I'm aware of that. I'm not a big YouTuber. I have 1,500 followers, which is, don't get me wrong, I'm very proud of that, and that is an achievement. But I don't consider myself to be I don't have 20,000 or 100,000. There are people out there who are doing much better than me. So I don't pretend to have clout. But I don't expect people to know who I am. I don't at all. Because that's not a thing. No one. I'm just a random fat woman on YouTube. But I went to Eerie Light because one of their guys had said that he would speak to me, and he wasn't there. And the two lads on the stall were very sweet, and they asked if I'd ever been LARPing before, and I'm like, yeah, I've done a bit. And I was like, yeah, I've done a bit, and I'm going to be LARPing a fair bit this year. And they're like, oh yeah, what have you done? And I went, well, I've done Lorien Trust and Empire. I did a Dragon Age LARP a while back. I've got more of both of those this year. I've got the Wild Hunt. I've got Eldritch Days. I'm hoping to go to a few others as well. And they just looked at me with these big wide eyes, were just like, oh. And don't get me wrong, it just made me laugh a little bit because I don't know if there was something about me that just said newbie. I don't expect them to know me. Like I said, I'm a fat woman on YouTube. No one needs to know who I am, and I don't expect that. But oh dear, you really want to see what I bought at LARP Con, don't you? Hang on. I'll go get it in a second. Just bear with me. Actually, I'll get my husband to bring it because I'm lazy. Hang on. But yeah, I don't think they were expecting me to have been to as many LARPs as I have. Sorry, just texting my husband. He's going to appear behind me, my poor husband, carrying the one thing that I really enjoyed getting from LARP Con. I can hear him moving already, so because he's good like that. So yeah, I I think I surprised them with how much LARP I've been to, and I'm going to, because why the hell not? Oh, here it comes. Thank you, darling. Right, so you can get off my back. You asked what I bought from LARP Con. This is what I bought from LARP Con. I got the moon on a stick. It's very literal. It is a moon on a stick. And I love it. I love it. Like I said earlier, it cost me £95. It is beautifully made. It was made by the Monsters Menagerie on Facebook. Please look them up. They are incredibly talented and make beautiful, beautiful, unique weapons. And it's not. I was hoping it was long enough to be a two-handed weapon. It's not. It's just long enough for a one-handed. That means I can whack people with it, and that'll be okay. So yeah, there you go. Get off my back. That's what I got from LARP Con. No, we're not ritualing my stick. What kind of costume or characters my son want to play? My son is 4 years old and awaiting an autism diagnosis. He is mostly non-verbal and does not understand what LARP is. All he knows is that mum and daddy run around with foam weapons and they hit each other, and he thinks that's hilarious. So yeah, he doesn't understand LARP yet. He doesn't understand quite a few things because he is delayed. So but he loves to play. He loves to play, and he's really into, running around and being a bit crazy. So LARP seems like it will be a good hobby for him. He's just needs a little bit of, tender love and care at the moment. But that's okay. I'm neurodiverse. My husband's neurodiverse. People needing a little bit of extra help in this household is not unexpected. So he'll be all right. I hope he wants to play an archer eventually, but in most games you can't do that until you're in your teens, so that'll be a while. Yeah. But yeah, LARP Con was good. I got to speak to a bunch of other organisers as well, and see some friends I hadn't seen in quite a while. I ended up in a weird debate about the vegan burgers at McDonald's, but that's because me and my friends talk about weird stuff. I did get to see people, because loads of my friends live near where I live anyway from LARP, because I live right near the centre of England. So, and there's the Lorien Trust is like barely 10 miles from my house. So a lot of people who play the Lorien Trust live like within 5 miles of my house. So I see a lot of friends on a regular basis. I say regular, I see nobody, because I am a goblin living in a hole in the ground. But I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? I was talking about people. I've seen people. Yeah, I don't get to see people that often, but there were people there that live near me. But there were people who I don't see as regularly. I was really excited because I knew I was going to see some of the other LARP YouTubers and stuff that I have gotten to know over the last year. I didn't see most of them. It was gutting. I didn't get to see the LARP News podcast. Even though I know that they were there, I just didn't find them. Same with Having to Roll. I know that they were coming and I never saw them. I didn't get to see Steve from Hefty Yeti. I don't know if he was there. That was gutting. I did get to run into the guys from LARPs Tarps again. I think they are so awesome, and it was so nice to see them. Because they're all just really fun and really sweet and super talented, because they were all in their beautiful kit that I can't make. I know I'm sitting here sewing, but you should really see how shoddy this is. And Morgan from LARPs Tarps has pictures on his Instagram of stuff he's sewing for his LARP costume, and he's in like Dawn Empire, and Dawn are like based on like knights and herald, I don't know what heraldry and that sort of thing. It's all very, long gowns and tabards, and we're going to go and slay the dragon kind of thing. So all of their costumes are like beautiful medieval rich fabrics, and like Morgan is just sewing away and making like epic costumes, and I am just trying to not let what I'm making fall apart. So yeah, LARPs and Tarps guys, great. It was really nice to see them again. And if you're not following them, do, because their podcast is great. I love listening to their podcast. I learned so much about Empire from that, and they're quite new as well. That's what's really fun about their podcast. Because I've been LARPing for like 10 years because I'm old, and they are not old like me. They are much younger and much funner, and they only started LARPing last year, and it is amazing and fun to listen to, them discovering LARP and learning more about it, as they go. So I know a lot of you guys are brand new to LARP or haven't started LARPing yet. Do go and listen to LARPs and Tarps, because they are really, really fun, and really fun to sort of learn about LARP with. Yes, I got to run into them. We caught up for a little bit. I also ran into a wonderful friend of mine called Gina. Gina and I have known each other on Twitter for a few years now. Yeah, we sort of, when I got started on, this wonderful journey of mine, she ran a Twitter page called The Little LARPer, and it was her Instagram, and she did a couple of YouTube videos. But I'm just looking up her thing now because I've completely forgotten what she's doing at the moment. There we go. So what she's doing at the moment, she's got another podcast. It's a D&D podcast, which is called something. It'll come to me eventually. But yeah, she runs a D&D podcast. She's got something of ruin, and I can't remember what it is. I'm never going to remember. It's my own fault, because I should remember. It'll come to me later. I'll put it on my Twitter at some point, or on my Facebook, because I really feel guilty about the fact that I can't remember what it's called at all. But she does a D&D podcast with a bunch of mates of hers, which is really sweet. And they're really, really fun as well. So if you're looking for a new D&D podcast, go to my Twitter, and I will, or wait for me to post it on a post on YouTube. But I got to run into her. I hadn't seen her since the Wild Hunt, and that was really nice. I'm going to see her at the Wild Hunt again this year. It's really cool, I think, that LARP, and the fact that you make a lot of friends that you don't see very often. That was funny. So my friend Sarah is a NPC at the Loring Trust. Sarah helps run the Bards Guild, and me and Sarah have known each other for a few years, because she ran the Bards Guild and I was in charge of the Rangers Guild. And so we've known each other for quite a while. And she also knows my husband quite well, because he helps run the Alchemist Guild. And the Alchemist Guild and the Bards Guild are next door to each other. And those two like to take the piss of each other all the time. And it's quite funny. But they know each other really well. And Sarah's mum was there, which was really cool, because I love it when people introduce their parents to LARP, because parents LARPing is the best thing ever. And I say this because I know my parents won't ever LARP, even though I try. I think my parents consider themselves too dignified to LARP, which is a crying shame. But anyway, so her mum came, and she was like, yes, this is Nick. He runs the Alchemist. He helps run the Alchemist Guild, and this is his wife. She forgot my name. I've known this woman for years. She forgot my name. She watches this channel. She recommends this channel to people. She forgot my name. Every single one of my videos has my name at the start of it, as well as a stupid fact about myself, because that's just a funny gag I like to do. And she forgot my name. It's hilarious. I'm never letting her live that down. Never. It was great. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Sarah, if you watch this, I'm going to hold it over you forever. Yeah. It's great for catching up with people you haven't seen in ages. Because I think we're still living in a world where people just don't see people coming off the back of the pandemic. So it's nice to catch up. And of course, I'll be seeing loads of them over the course of the year, hopefully. Whether that be at the Lorien Trust or at Empire or, the Wild Hunt. But I should be seeing people all over the place for quite a while. At least I hope so. So, yeah. It's going to be a busy year, isn't it, really? I know I've said that a lot in my videos lately, because it's a busy year. But literally, I put everything in my calendar this year, and I don't have a free month now until November. And I wish I was joking. I really don't. Like this month, I've had LARP Con. My husband's off LARPing next weekend. This time next week, he'll be at a LARP. Then got April. We've got Star Wars Celebration, and then the first Lorien Trust event at the end of that month. And then from then, it's just like literally LARP, Fantasy Festival, hopefully in July, possibly another LARP in July. Depends if I can bully my friends. And then, yeah, and then just LARP all the way through until October. I've got 2 LARPs in October, and then in November I can have a break, unless I get invited to another LARP, which could happen. That could happen. There's possible another LARP I'm going to do in September. I've got to talk to people about that. I don't have enough time. There's not enough time. I have a job and want to do actual holidays. Yeah. I'm looking forward. I'll tell you what. I'm looking forward to Empire this year, just because it was really nice to see people and buy kit for Empire, like the glorious moon on a stick. I just literally keep walking around and going, "Look, moon on a stick!" It's hilarious. If no one knows the reference to about moon on a stick, please look it up, because it's quite funny when you take this into consideration. I'm also a LARP mom, Edith. It's fun, isn't it? But the one thing I'm trying really hard to do this year is I'm trying to form my first ever LARP group. And I do it like this because I've been in LARP groups before. My first LARP group was a bunch of my friends from uni, and they kind of tailed off, and the LARP group didn't really take off because we had no idea what we were doing. I joined some other LARP groups, but I kind of had to tail away from them for various reasons. So I've never had a LARP group where me and my friends go and LARP. Well, Michaela, since you can see the fact my hands are here, the LARP costume is going terribly. I have stitched 3 stitches in the hour that I've been speaking. So yeah, what I was saying is I am trying to take a bunch of my friends and essentially us all go and LARP together without us having to do work, because all of my friends help run LARPs. That is just what we do. We're sad. We literally are all staff. We're all staff at some LARP somewhere. So none of us ever just sort of get together and just go play. And that's what I'm trying to do. So I've got 2 of my friends already in on it. Another friend has said she would like to go, but I need to double check with her. I've got 1 to 2 possible other friends coming. Another friend I may have blackmailed into coming, because we paid for him to go to an relatively not cheap theatre show last year. It's about the same cost as this LARP. And John, you're on my list too of people to guilt trip. So you need to find a way to get down to England in early June. My light just turned off. Oh, that's fine. I've still got lights. I keep forgetting that my office light turns off at 9. I need to fix that. Anyway, like I was saying, yeah, John, if you're still here somewhere in the chat, I need you to get to England like the second weekend of June. I will help you get here if needed. I need you to come with us. There's a bunch of us going, and I need you to come with me because I don't see enough of you. Anyway, so yeah, I'm getting my first LARP group together, which is a video I'm actually going to make because I don't know enough about LARP groups. So I'm going to learn more about LARP groups, and I'm going to give you guys some advice on how to get LARP groups together for you, because LARPing with your friends is the best thing ever. And I really want to spend more time with the people I love. Like, loads of them were at LARP Con as well, and some of them I saw for ages, and some people just I never bumped into them, even though they were like, yeah, we were there. It's like, no, you can't have been. I didn't see you. So yeah, bright again. It's because the light turned off and everything just gets brighter. There we go. Just sit in the dark like a weirdo with my thing. If anyone's wondering what the mug is, this is the Life Day mug from Star Wars. It holds a pint, so I have a pint of tea. Trying to keep myself warm from the -3 degree weather that we're having here. Which, if John, you're still here, must mean that you're having -12, because John's up in Scotland. Yeah, so LARP Con was really good. If anyone's here in the UK and never been to LARP Con, I would absolutely recommend it, because just being able to go and see all the different games and talk to the game organisers and hearing what everything's about is a really, really good and sensible experience to have. And if you guys have a LARP Con in your own countries, if you're not from the UK, I would really recommend you go, because it's worth not only seeing the games, but meeting other LARPers, and also just buying kit. Because one thing that's really tricky is that a lot of us have to buy kit online, because, you can't just go into a regular shop and go, hi, can I have a moon on a stick? You're not going to find this like, regular shop. So you kind of have to buy stuff online, and then you don't know if it's going to be suitable, or if it looks right, or if it's just going to be, a thing. So LARP cons are really good for just having people there selling stuff, so you can, hold things in your hand and go, does it feel right? Does it fit me right? Is it what I want? And also for just buying random other, bits and bobs as well. One thing I bought, which is really random, we have these things for like spell trackers, which are essentially just like those clicker things that you get for, you sometimes see them outside shops when people are counting people into buildings or out of buildings, like in clubs sometimes or something. And I ended up buying one of those because my son just became obsessed with it, and he's just walking around clicking this little clicker all day. And that's the only thing I got for him, even though I needed to buy him kit. By the way, just for reference, parents, if any, because I know, Edith, you're a mama, and I don't know if you have this problem because I don't know how old your kids are. Buying kit for children is rough, like really rough. My son's just like really young. There we go, a bit more definition on my face. My son he's 4, and he is super skinny. I mean, like really skinny. I feed him. I swear I feed him. He can eat for England. Like literally champion eater. He had 2 helpings of dinner and lunch today. He ate so much food. He still fits in 2 to 3-year-old clothes. He's 4. Yeah, Edith, you're fine. Your kid's not got this problem. So yeah, my son fits in clothes for 2-year-olds, despite being 4 years old, because literally he goes up like this and not out like this. So he's just like super skinny and super tall. He is healthy. We've had him checked. Just keeps going this way and not this way. So he, yeah, I could dress him like a goblin if I could find a goblin costume that would fit him. Because I'm not good at making clothes. So it's trying to find costume for him that works, and it's a challenge I'm really having at the moment. A challenge I'm trying to meet because I love a good challenge. And I need to do a haul video for Empire anyway. That's going to be really good because I literally have gone, right, I need to buy a bunch of new stuff for Empire. My husband needs a bunch of stuff for Empire. My son needs a bunch of stuff for Empire. I need to decorate a tent for Empire. So I'm going in with a full haul video, which I think is going to cost me over £1,000 over the course of a few months because I need to, work out how to spend money. And it's like, I'm going to show you guys all the places you can get kit from in the UK, especially for children, because children are so hard to dress for LARP. And the thing is with kids especially as well, you can probably do it quite cheaply because the thing is you can get away with stuff for kids that you can't really with adults. Like for kids, you can dress them in joggers. As long as they've not got like a pattern on it like Adidas or something like that, you can dress little kids in jogging trousers and that sort of thing and put some little boots on. And no one will know because no one's looking that closely and they're little kids. So, and you can get those for under a tenner in the UK. So I am going to see how much it would cost me to dress my child for LARP and then how much it's going to cost me to dress my husband for LARP. And I'm aiming to decorate my tent with under £150 because tents are hard to decorate. And I think it can be done to make a sleeping tent. So literally it's a canvas tent because people like that in character looking tent. So it's going to be like a bell tent. But how do I make the interior look in character? I'm going to spend 150 quid and I'm going to try and keep within that budget and see if we can completely deck out a tent and make everything look in character for about 150 quid, which I'm very confident is doable. So that's one of my challenges for this year. Hi. I love it when more people appear. So yeah, I'm currently budgeting that out at the moment. Money is slowly trickling out of my account as I start getting all my bits together for my haul. And I don't need to buy a weapon now because I still have Moon on a Stick. I'm obsessed with this thing. Literally, you shouldn't have asked me to bring it on camera because now I just want to hold it and just sit here like this with my Moon on a Stick. And I feel like a wizard, which I should do because it's my greatest dream. Right, I'm going to throw it over there so I can't touch it anymore. But yeah. So, LARP Con was really good. I mean, you can need it if we ever get to meet in real life. You can absolutely hold the Moon on a Stick because it's awesome. But yeah, so LARP Con was good. Got to meet a bunch of people, got to talk to some people about their games, got to interview a bunch of people about their games. Didn't get to interview anywhere near as many people as I wanted, though. Oh, hi. Anyway, so you all right? It was very nice meeting you at LARP Con. That was really cool. I don't get to meet people in real life who watch this channel, so that was really cool. Mercer, unfortunately for him, bumped into me when I was outside filming some bits for a interview, and I think I was sat on the floor at the time trying to work out how to manage any part of my camera. But Mercer was really sweet and really fun and keeps begging me and pressuring me to go to Northern Kingdoms, which doesn't take anywhere near that much effort as he puts into it because I really want to go to Northern Kingdoms. I just don't have the time. And when I have the time, I don't have, there's no tickets because Northern Kingdoms is epic. I love The Witcher. I do. I've read The Witcher books. I've played The Witcher 3. I've watched the Witcher TV show. I've not watched Witcher Blood Origin, though my husband has and said it was good. I know other people disagree, but I trust his opinion. So yeah, I do need to go and play Northern Kingdoms. They weren't there advertising, which I feel like is a crime. Because I would have loved that. I know the gentleman who runs it, Simon. He's very, very nice. Yeah, I need to go to Northern Kingdoms. So, what would I play if I came? Oh, so so I have a Pinterest board of a character I built. Now I'm going to stress that this character I built for the Northern Kingdoms, I built about 3 years ago because I planned to go in 2020. I had a plan. If you look back at my early videos from like 2019, I mentioned Northern Kingdoms quite a lot. I was going to go. I had a plan. I built a Pinterest board for my character from Northern Kingdoms. And I am telling you this now because what it looks like I've done is it looks like I've just copied one of the characters from the Witcher Blood Origin. Because what I was going to play was a bard called Lark. And apparently that's the main character of the Witcher Blood Origin. So now I can't play Lark the Bard because Lark the Bard already exists now and it just looks like I'm copying. So now I need to come up with a whole new concept. So I don't know what I'm going to play, Mercer, because Netflix stole my idea. And if you want proof of this, go on my Pinterest. That board is still there. Netflix stole my idea. And worse, I'm not as pretty as her, so I can't pull it off. Stole my idea. Never mind. I don't know. I might play a sorceress. Might play an elf. Might play a dwarf, to be honest. Dwarves are fun. I haven't played a dwarf in a while. So I don't know. I have to think about it. I'm too bitter about Netflix and them stealing my idea. But never mind. It could have been worse. I could have just, completely ripped off any Witcher out there. I thought I was being creative. Apparently I won't. Never mind. Oh, yeah. I need to do Northern Kingdoms, but it's not on the list this year. Got so much other stuff to do this year. Do need to do some more videos. LARP 101 has come to us. Not a standstill. I've still got a few videos left to do. Sorry, I know that was kind of weird, but my nose is about to start pouring down, so I didn't want to get that, and I've not got tissue in here, so I'm so sorry. Yeah, so I can't think at all. Threw myself entirely. Yeah, LARP 101's come to a bit of not too much of a standstill. I just need some more ideas for videos. If anyone's got any ideas, can you please throw them on in the chat or on a board or when I usually put out a request for some ideas every so often. So if anyone's got any ideas for what they want to hear about LARP 101, please tell me. Oh, that's nice to hear, Harry. I'm glad I'm helping. Yeah, I enjoy doing LARP 101 and I'm never giving it up because I do like helping people get into LARP. I just need some more ideas. And I've only got a few left. So I've got one about forming a LARP group coming up. Got some other bits and bobs as well. But to be honest, a lot of the footage I'm going to come up with at the moment is going to be one for the Bergschneider challenge because that finishes next week. So I think that video is coming out on Monday, hopefully with a finished product. I hope it might be next Monday if it's not finished, but either way. And then I've got a load of stuff from LARP Con. So I've got all the stuff from Curious Pastimes, Exiled and Chimera. Who else did I speak to? I spoke to one other person. Who was it? Who was the other? Orion Sphere. Yes, I've got the videos about those LARPs that are going to come out. I've got my actual video from LARP Con because I filmed a bunch of footage around and about. So I'm hoping that should come through. I might just use that as B-roll. Depends what I've got to go through the actual footage. And then by the end of April, it'll be time to start LARPing again. And then I can start testing out my new GoPro and getting some footage of LARP. And then what's really good is I've got a clip for it. And I know this sounds really stupid. I've got a clip for it that's kind of designed for backpacks, but can go on straps to people. And my plan is to just go and bug my friends and just clip it to them and send them off into the unknown. Just like, literally, great, you're going to go die. Just clip on the GoPro and go die. And it'll be fine. A video about food and snacks. Yes. Yes, there is absolutely that on the list, actually. I have a video on my Trello board about LARP breakfasts. Because people need to eat more hot food at LARP. But it's really annoying when you need to... Hey, Femi! It's really annoying when you need to... you need to be eating hot food at LARP, because even if you're like in a warm climate, because you need that energy, because LARP is like exhausting. And yeah, you need to know what you're going to be eating. And at the same time, like, it's really annoying where like it causes tons of washing up, because washing up takes forever and you got to wash your hands in cold water, and it's just like so I do have some LARP breakfasts, like I like one pan breakfasts, or you can prep them at home, so that essentially the washing up is like one pan and whatever your plate is, and that's it. You don't have to wash like multiple pans and like prep bags or whatever. Like, you can just wash stuff or throw stuff away, and it becomes so much quicker and easier. So I do have some bits about food that could probably help. Getting LARP money, I can probably give you some tips on that. LARP DIY recommendations. I do have a LARP DIY that is coming up, actually, because my husband is going off to a sanction event next weekend, and he needs a ton of potion bottles. And potions are really easy to do cheaply. But a lot of people don't do them looking great. A lot of people just put like water and food coloring in. And don't get me wrong, that looks fine, but you can just add little things that make it look so much cooler just by doing like a couple of tweaks here and there. And it doesn't cost much extra money. So that's a video that's coming out as well. I do have ideas. It's just, my brain doesn't work normally, and it gets all kind of scrambled. And that's why I have my Trello board to help me actually stay organized. But thank you for all these ideas you're popping in the chat. I am going to come back and I'm going to throw them all on my Trello board and make them all come out. They might not come out for several months, because I plan things out, because I want to, to be honest, what's normal? No one knows. No one knows what's normal. Normal is what is considered to be socially appropriate, and I am definitely not socially appropriate. So that pretty much says everything, doesn't it? Yeah, I will put things on my Trello board, and I will put dates on for when they should all come out, and everything should be fine eventually. Yeah, it was good. I've had a good time. LARP Con, I think, was refreshing. I don't know if if it looks like I've gained sort of, energy about LARP. I don't know if that comes across from my previous, live stream. But I hope it does, because I had a great time. And that's one thing that's something I wanted your opinions on. So I know that I have this format where I sit here and we talk. I talk to you guys for ages. But one thing I want to do is I have a lot of really cool friends who are really good at, with some interesting opinions and are really fun to talk to. And and they need to stay away from me at the moment, because I have clearly got a cold. So I might have to keep my distance for a bit. But when I am better, and I don't have my 5th sore throat for the year, I would like to do a couple of videos where I get to talk to them on these videos, and we can talk about, LARP issues or just some fun things that we did. So I want you guys to sort of give me your opinion on how it would be if I had some guests, because it's called Our Adventuring Party, because I want to do it with other people. And at the moment, our adventuring party consists of me And my husband, who, as you could see from when he came in here, is not too keen about appearing on camera very often. He is my general techie, so he's the one who helps me set up my camera and my microphone and make sure everything's working, because he's trained to do that, and I'm an idiot who has no idea what they're doing. So yeah, it's just kind of the two of us at the moment, and my son, who is too young to be on camera because he's 4. And I want to start doing some stuff with other people. So if you let me know what you guys think about me having guests on our adventuring party, and we can talk about, lots of different things, and you can ask them questions. We could talk about their characters, because I know lots of people have been LARPing for years and have some really, really cool and interesting characters. And I want to talk about things like feminism at LARP and, gender identity at LARP and how LARP can help with that. Because I know a lot of people who use LARP to, test the waters on gender identity, and that's helped them sort of, develop and learn things about themselves. And that's been a rather beautiful journey to watch. So yeah, I'm trying to explore and, try new things and hopefully build this channel into something really cool and interesting. So let me know your thoughts on that. Yeah. So I think we're slowly coming to the end. I think we usually do this for about an hour and a half, and I think we've got 10 minutes. So do you guys have any questions that you want to throw into the chat? Or shall I leave you all alone for this wonderful weekend that's coming up, which hopefully for you is not -3 degrees. Some people I know are meant to be LARPing this weekend. I don't know if they're going to be able to in -3. People could die. I'm really quite worried. And I know that sounds really wussy, but this is the UK. We're not prepared for cold weather. So yeah. So yeah, 10 minutes, 8 minutes even now. Have you got any questions before I leave, or shall I let you all go off to enjoy your weekends? Femi, I think you said you were on the way to a LARP when you messaged me earlier. I hope that goes well and you have a lot of fun. A bunch of other people said they were at the start of the chat. I think said they were going LARPing in the next few weeks. So yeah, I hope you all have fun if you're all off LARPing in the wonderful month of March. Please don't freeze. Recommendations on camping in the cold. I've done an entire video about camping in the cold. I actually have. That's like literally go onto my channel and look for the LARPing in winter video. I talk about it a lot because cold weather is one of the roughest things to try and LARP in, but you can do it. The key thing is layers, wearing things like hats when you go to sleep, taking hot water bottles. If you can, get long hot water bottles that at the same body length ones, because then you get more out of it than just like a little one. Make sure your hot water bottles are in date, by the way. I did not know this because I'm a stupid person. Hot water bottles expire. I had no idea hot water bottles expire. If you look on a hot water bottle, on its neck, there is a circle. I don't know if this just applies to UK ones. I hope it applies to worldwide ones. There is a circle, and then there is a number in it, and then there is also dots in the circle, in the 12 sections of the circle. And what that tells you is the year it was made and the month it was made. So if it's got dots in the first 3 and 3 rings in the circle and then 12, it means it was made in March 2012. And the reason I'm telling you this is because you are supposed to not use hot water bottles for more than 3-4 years, I think it is. Because after that point, there's a risk of the rubber melting through or splitting. And essentially what you could get is pot boiling water all over you, which is not safe. And I did not know this. Did not only learn this year after an article came out online. And I'm very glad I did learn it, because my hot water bottle I had since 2009. So I had a 12-year-old hot water bottle, which I was using I'm not going to say semi-regularly. I was using it at least a few times a year. I used it at LARP. I took it with me to LARP. We'd fill it up and we'd put it in the bottom of the sleeping bag to warm our feet. Yeah, no, I should have thrown that out years ago. So it went in the bin. I got a new hot water bottle this year. So yeah, get long hot water bottles. Please check they've not expired, because scaldings are horrific and can result in skin grafts, and that is not good for you. So yeah, but hot water bottles are sensible. Layers, dry socks. Dry socks, I feel like, are key, because if you have wet feet, it will cool your body temperature right down. Yeah, hot food. Hot food is always a must when it comes to cold weather, because that sounds blatantly obvious, but to be honest, hot food all year round, I think, is a good idea. Marianne, we are just coming to an end, I'm afraid. So this is the moment where you can ask any last-minute questions before I log off, and you can all get on with your day, because here in the UK, it is almost 9:30 at night. For Marianne, who is in the wonderful state of Idaho, I suspect it is much lighter and hopefully much warmer. What is weather like in Idaho? I always picture it like Arizona, but I don't know if that's correct, and that's me showing my ignorance of the US. Like, I don't remember where Idaho is. It's kind of like Midwest, isn't it? So, like, is it in like Nebraska? I don't know. I'm gonna have to go and look at a map. I'm just proud that I can name like most states in America. I don't know enough about the US as a whole. Yeah. All right. I think that's literally going to be it then, because I think that was no more questions are coming through. Oh, Courtney, Canada. You guys are used to the cold, though. Your country is built on snow and moose the size of cars, and San Diego. Why are you all in such cool places? Just like, I'm from San Diego and Canada, and yeah, and I'm in Nottingham. I'm in Nottingham, and it's not as cool as it sounds. Oh dear. Right. I think it's time we call this to an end. Thank you all very much. And the Netherlands is a beautiful country. All your countries are so much cooler than mine. But let's not get into that, because if we start going into why I think all of your countries are much cooler, it's because we'll end up talking about politics. Because let's be honest, my country's not doing well on the global stage at the moment. I don't think we need to get into that, because I think I will get incredibly angry. So yeah, I hope you all have a lovely March. We will speak again in April. When in April, I'm not sure. I am at Star Wars Celebration in 4 weeks. So I will be at Star Wars Celebration on the 7th of April. So why don't we repeat this glorious thing of us on the 14th of April? So stick that in your calendars. We're going to have another live stream on the 14th, and I will tell you all about what I do at Star Wars Celebration, because it's going to be amazing. Have a lovely evening. If evening's not hit you already, if you're going to a LARP this weekend, have fun, stay warm, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.